Welcome to Dirt, Sweat, and Gears, where the most expensive car is the free car. So today's going to be an interesting day because I'm actually getting a free car. This is actually going to be my third free car. The first one was my Studebaker. The second one was the TR7. This will be my third free car. This is actually going to be a truck. So if you remember from my Upgrade and Trade series, I worked on some cars for a friend of my dad's, and the ambition was that I was going to, in return for all of that work and all the money and time I put into these cars, get my grandmother's 1976 Camaro. That hasn't happened yet. Now, that's not to say anything about him. Honestly, I went into this not expecting anything other than to make some great videos, learn some things, and to help someone out. So that's all good. I pitched the same idea to my Uncle Doug, my mom's brother. I said, you have a lot of cars, let me fix one of them up in exchange for a project that you don't think you'll ever get around to. And he replies to me and says, I have an S-10 you can have for free. Come get it. And I was like, what? We're gonna go up there, knowing nothing about this truck, nothing at all, and I'm gonna see if I can bring it home. 72 miles. I really have a brain disease, don't I? All right, so I picked up the truck and the trailer, and I am so excited. I first of all hate driving big cars, and this is a full-size Silverado with a car trailer on the back, so it is extra big. And I'm a little bit terrified of driving down narrow roads. But once I get on the freeway, it is 75 miles of open road, hopefully no traffic. Hopefully. It is the weekend, it is Saturday, so I'm not gonna experience really a rush hour to speak of. So I think it's going to be smooth sailing aside from some gnarly weather. Not that bad. It's just going to be cloudy and a little bit rainy, so I just have to be careful. So I don't want to spoil the surprise. I don't want to spoil the first walk around of this truck. So I am not going to tell you any details other than I went up and saw it last weekend. I took the Miata up there just to know what I was up against. And I think you're gonna like what I have to show you. So let's cut to some time lapse. It's gonna be just a montage of driving, just to really illustrate the point of how far we're going here for this free truck. So while we make this drive, enjoy a few minutes of the next 2 hours of my life. here just trying to get this thing on the U-Haul. This is not easy. I have a story to tell you later. But in the meantime, let's just look at the sweet Model A. All right, well, first of all, I'm really sorry I couldn't record more in the yard there, but I was doing work. In order to get at this truck, we had to move a whole bunch of firewood. It was a full truckload. So that alone took about an hour and a half, and that took a lot of my energy. And then came the hard part, the truck itself. We actually ended up having one of my uncle's neighbors come over and help push it up to the truck, and then we used a ratcheting little hand winch, a come along, in order to get this thing up the ramp. And it was fun. It was fun. It was hard work, and I'm all dirty and covered in dirt, and but it was a lot of fun, and I got a truck. Well, unfortunately, I was unable to do very much filming while we were moving the truck onto the trailer, and that's because I was kind of pressed for time. I had promised U-Haul that I would return the thing by 5:30. I told them at latest 7:30. That's when they closed. And I actually barely made it back. There was some unexpected delays. Moving that wood took up a lot of time, and just getting it on the trailer took a lot more time than I expected. My original plan was to go out there, get this thing on the trailer, and then help him install the starter that I brought him on his Toyota, but it didn't work out that way. And well, he's on his own with the starter. He's more than capable. He's an excellent mechanic. He's been doing this forever. But now I have the truck back, and we can dig into the engine a little bit, and we'll talk about my plans with this thing. So you see here, there was a little bit of an incident. Looks like oh, that's condensation. There was a little bit of an incident here. There was just a minor little fire caused by a fuel line that I don't know if it had come off or if it had exploded or what, but that caused a little bit of a fire. It's actually very minor. As you can see here, there's hardly any damage. There's no damage to the hood, and you see that there's only a little bit of a melted wire here. I'm probably going to go ahead and order a distributor cap and rotor and spark plugs while I'm at it, and I do believe there's spark plugs inside the box that's in the cab. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But really, in order to get this thing started and running under its own power, I just have to replace that line, connect it to wherever the hell it connects to, which I don't know yet. I'm not sure. I've never worked on these trucks before, so I'm not sure where this goes, but it goes somewhere on the carburetor. Once I replace the plugs, it should, in theory, be able to fire up. It looks like it has a new alternator, and that's a whole lot of space here. This is power steering. It's just kind of chilling over here. I probably obviously want to get that sorted eventually, but I don't necessarily have to in order to get it started. But I definitely want to get that done eventually. No battery, obviously, but there is just so much room in here. I'm really happy with how much space there is to work in here. I mean, you could fit a V8, but I don't think I'm going to put a V8 in here. I might put a Vortex 6. That might be cool. And then looks like a newish brake master cylinder with a nice dual chamber reservoir. Lines look really good. Now this is a mostly pretty solid truck. Some vacuum lines need to be rehooked, reconnected. There's definitely quite a few things missing up here. It'll take some effort, but we do have a vacuum diagram here, and hopefully I'll be able to figure that out. And on the inside here, you see the door card is missing. Well, it's over here, and it's over here because the glass has fallen off its track. There is a glass shop that I can take this to that I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've taken cars with broken windows and they have fixed them. This window is not broken, so I think they might be able to fix it for cheaper than getting a window. Inside here, again, filthy, and I believe that box has some ignition wires. And until I decide to take this door off, I'm just going to wrap it in plastic wrap. Just wrap the whole door in plastic wrap. That way, rain stays out of it. That way, animals stay out of it. And the bed, you see the bed is just a little bit off. I'm not sure what I can do about that, but it bugs me a little bit. It's probably not going to bug me enough to do anything about it. But is it like that on both sides? Not really. It's just a little bit off center. It might be a just age of the frame sort of thing. I don't know. And I'm also told that the radiator leaks, so I'll probably just get a new radiator. There's plenty of room to get a 2-row or even a 3-row in here if I can find one. When it comes to radiators, I have zero problem upgrading them to their fullest potential, even if it costs a lot more money. But fortunately, even a 2-row is not much more expensive than a single row for these. So I'm going to see if I can find a 3-row and do a little better even. But if not, 2-row is still like 350 bucks. That's not bad. I think I can get this thing sorted and running and driving for not too much money. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about my plans for this thing, my long-term plans just in general. And so once I get this thing running and driving and on the road, first things first, I can get rid of my utility trailer. That is probably an easy 500 bucks. I paid $7 for it. I got about 10 years use out of it. And with a squirt of paint and some repairs on the decking, I think this will easily sell for 500 bucks. And then I will be out a trailer. I won't need it anymore because I'll have a truck. Next thing is I've got this Jeep Wrangler that I've been using as a truck for the past 10 years. I won't need to use that as a truck because I have a truck. The problem with the Jeep is I don't use it as a Jeep. I really only have ever used it as a truck. So as much as it pains me, I'm going to want to get rid of it. I'm going to need to get rid of it because I won't be using it for anything anymore. So once this is on the road, I can really focus on getting that thing nice and ready to sell. It has a salvage title which works against it by a lot. This is, without the salvage title, would be a $10,000 car, probably in the condition it's in right now. But at the same time, if I'm going to put something out there, I really want it to be nice. I want it to be not riddled with problems. I don't want it to look like hell. So it really just comes down to having my name on something and having my name out there. And especially if I'm sharing it all with you guys on YouTube, I do not want crap to leave my shop. Because if I'm building a brand, so to speak, that's how you put your brand out there. You fix things and you put them out in the world. So really when it comes down to it, I want that Jeep to be mechanically sorted, cosmetically sorted. I want it to feel nice to be inside of. I want it, the suspension to work really well. I just want a nice piece of equipment to be released out into the world to somebody, hopefully, who will use it as a Jeep. Once that's sold, I know I'm going to miss having 4-wheel drive. This truck is 2-wheel drive. So once I sell that Jeep, I'll start keeping an eye out for a Jeep Comanche, because then I will have a four-wheel drive Jeep truck that is everything that is good about my Wrangler and everything that is good about this truck. And once I get a Comanche, I can sell this for money to kind of make up for the expenses, because this will sell for pretty good money once I get it running, once I get it again mechanically sorted, cosmetically sorted, and a nice experience to drive, because this truck is in such good shape that it's really worth bringing back up to its full potential. And then to get it to someone who will respect that. I don't want to just sell it to anyone who's just going to beat on it as a work truck and just destroy it. This is kind of becoming a classic now. It actually is a classic now. I mean, the square body movement is really been growing in these past few years. So this is just only going to get cooler, only going to get more valuable. So really want to not do anything too crazy with it. I just want it to be a really nice car. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. Next time we come back to this truck, we're actually going to do some work on it. So tune in for that. And I'm really, really excited to have just a neat little pickup truck. I'm really excited to get to share this with you guys. So if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you don't like what you see, leave a comment anyway, because I really want to hear from you. Thank you, and I will see you next video.